Welcome to Makeup and Monarchies. I am your host, Tiffany Davidson. I'm a cosmetologist, makeup artist, hairstylist, and lover of all things medieval UK history. If you're new here, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so that you're notified when I post new episodes. We are in the middle, smack dab in the middle of my Henry VIII series, and today we're talking about Anne of Cleves. Anne, oh, it shakes when I do that, sorry. Anne was Henry's fourth wife. So we're in 4 of 6. Very interesting girl. And I'm going to be putting my makeup on. I kind of brought back the, a little bit of a soft cut crease today. Circa 2016, I guess. I don't know. I felt like doing a lighter spring look. So all the products I'll be using are listed down below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, or do that now before you even start watching it, I guess. Yeah, with that being said, let's get into it. Hello. So today we're talking about Anne of Cleves. This is, I don't even know what episode we're in, but we're on wife number 4. Okay, so I know, don't mind my hair, it looks crazy today. It's all right, that's what we're doing. So Anne of Cleves was born on either June 28th or September 2nd of 1515. So Henry's like no, he's not 14. He's like, I have to math. Oh my God, 15 and 9, 24 when she's born. So Anne was the second daughter of John the Third, Duke of Cleves, and Maria of, I'm not good with German, Julichburg. Now, her dad had like a slew of titles and was high standing rank within what is now known as Germany. So she basically grew up in Schlossberg on the border of Solingen. Again, you know how I am with pronunciations. Awful. So call me out in the comments if I'm wrong. Also, I did a tan this morning, which I usually do at night, but I worked very late last night and I did not have time. So it is what it is. While we know her as Anne, it's probably more likely that she was called Anna. So Anne got a pretty traditional education and it was supervised by her mother. She spoke High Dutch and was a well-educated in traditional skills, like traditional household skills. However, she wasn't educated on courtly skills that were pertinent to life at court. She was brought up a Catholic, but when her father looked to reform the church, he sided with Aramis. I think it's Aramis, Eramus. Again, I'm sorry if it's wrong. So he was a Dutch philosopher, and John decided to side with him over Lutheran. Anne was 11, or when Anne was 11, her sister Sybil married John Frederick. So John Frederick was the head of the Protestant Confederation of Germany and was considered the champion of the Reformation. At this time, Anne's father was opposed to Charles V. So this played along with the path that he was going down. In 1527, we're going to do a springy look today because the sun's trying to come out. It's been like, usually in New England, March is in like a lion, out like a lamb. We came in like a lamb and we're going out like a fucking lion on an angry path apparently. So in 1527, Anne was betrothed to the son of Antoine, the Duke of Lorraine, his 9-year-old son, Francis. The betrothal ended up being unofficial because Francis was only 9 at the time, and the age of consent was 10. So because of that, it was canceled. Now, it was in 1538, and Henry VIII was looking for a new wife because clearly he can't just be single. Both Anne and her sister Amelia had been mentioned as possible wives for Henry. The English ambassador Thomas Worthisley had said that the two girls were really attractive or educated. So Henry's thinking like, oh, perfect. Shit, give me some. Right? So Henry's pickings at the time were slim, as he had been turned down by Christina of Denmark, which was a niece of Catherine of Aragon's, and Marie de Guise, who was now betrothed to James V of Scotland. I didn't mention that in my last Henry episode. but we're gonna get to it here. So I don't blame Christina. I mean, you can't really. She probably heard what had happened. And not for nothing, but like your uncle, come on, it's gross. Representatives were sent to Cleves to negotiate a betrothal for the king. Anne was the chosen sister, which upset Charles V and probably her mother too, because she didn't favor this match. I mean, can you blame the mother? I mean, probably heard it all, and you're gonna like send your kid off to this? No fucking way. So Thomas Cromwell was in charge of the marriage negotiations with Duke John, but the Duke passed away in March of 1539. Anne's brother took over the negotiations, and in October it was settled that Henry would pay 100,000 florins to William, Anne's brother. Henry sent Hans Holbein the Younger to paint Anne. Oh my god, stutter. Henry sent Hans Holbein the Younger to paint Anne and Amelia in August of 1539. Henry required Holbein to be as accurate as possible and not to flatter them. I did read somewhere that Holbein, through painting Anne, had like fallen in love with her and at that time, and obviously he couldn't do anything about it. I don't know how true this is, but it's kind of sweet. Like, it's cute. She had been described as tall and slim, of middling beauty, and she also had long, fair, light hair and a lovely face. So I know typically I usually go in with like my transition shade first, but I went in with the lid color first. Now I'm going to go back in with my transition shade just to like blend that line out. So you just kind of like lightly do this. I don't want to like disrupt this color that's right underneath my eyes. I just want to blend that out. See the difference now? So it's a little softer transition. And then I'm going to pull this out a little bit more. This pink, what the heck is this called? I love this color. Finland by Matte. I love this color. So I'm going to go back in and like just pull this out a little and kind of meet it. I'm going to come out this way, which is a little bit far for me, but I'm going to do this on both sides. So like literally in a line out there and then come back up and fill in. I can always clean this up later, but I'm trying to pull my eyes. And then I'm going to go in with, if I can find the damn brush. There it is. Hey, Jack. Oh, hi. Oh my God, I didn't think you were going to answer me. Oh my God, hi. I know. So then I'm going to go in. I think this is embark. What? What's the matter? Are you okay? I know, honey. You're going to talk through this whole thing, aren't you? Yeah? No? You said yeah. Yeah, it's embark. Jackson. What? You have to be quiet because I'm filming. Yeah. If you hear Peanut Gallery, it's Jack. So in December of 1539, I'm going to die if he starts talking while I'm talking. This is all day long. This cat talks. So Anne traveled in December of 1539. Jesus. Began her, oh my God. She started traveling in December of 1539. For her journey to England. She went from Dusseldorf to Cleves and then to Antwerp, where she was met with 50 English mercenaries. She then made her way to Calais, France, which at the time was an English territory. She was met with a gun salute and remained in Calais for 2 weeks because of the weather. Remember, it's like winter time, so I'm sure it was stormy. She played card games and learned to speak English within those 2 weeks of waiting. She was making a good impression on the mercenaries. Then they left Calais on December 27th and arrived in England. So her journey left her seasick and with no time to rest. I'm just deepening the outer corner here. I'm probably going to go back in and kind of blend this out. She went from Dover Castle to Parham Downs and arrived at Bishop's Palace on December 31st. So the following day, Mr. Impatient Henry decided he couldn't wait to meet her anymore. So he dressed up in disguise in a courtly love tradition. It's said he used to do this with Catherine. So he went to her room out of nowhere tries to hug and kiss her, and she basically like paid him no attention, and so he got pissed. And I don't blame her. That's fucking weird. And you're in a new country, right? You don't know anybody, especially who you're supposed to marry, what he looks like in real life. And this strange guy comes into your room to try and like hug and kiss you. Ugh, right? Ugh. And not for nothing, she's betrothed to the king. So if that wasn't him and she accepted the like advances, she would have been in a lot of trouble for that. So I think she just like was probably creeped out beyond belief, which absolutely, it's disgusting. And B, like knew she couldn't do anything even if she wanted to, because she would have been in a lot of trouble for that. So we know Henry, right? He is a man-child and gets pissed, probably from being rejected, and then says she wasn't how she was described. This poor ego was hurt. So Cromwell got the blame for this, because obviously Henry is who he is. I'm just gonna go in and like brighten that middle spot. I might use something else for this, but see how this does as we go. Oh, there we go. No, I just layered it. This is like a peachy color, but like it looks champagne-y in person. I forget what it's called. It's in this little MAC Copper Aura, it's called. And it's very glitter, like it is glittery, but it's like one of those loose ones. So that's why I'm putting it on with my finger, because if I did a brush with this, it would have fucking stuff on me. It would have been all over the place, and I'm not here for it. So I'm tapping it in. I'm not like wiping, because if I do that, it's gonna go everywhere. So I'm just like tapping it in. Okay. Actually, I may go in with something else. We'll see. Anyways, getting back to it. Oh, I don't have usually have like a face cloth or a flannel is when the UK refer to it as. Here, but I do not today. So Cromwell, like we said, Cromwell got the blame for this whole thing, and especially the Holbein portrait. So he had Cromwell find a legal way to get out of the marriage, but Cromwell couldn't. Just gonna go find my thing. There we go. The two officially met on January 3rd. So Henry referred to her as the Flanders mare, mainly because he found her unattractive. But she was just said to be plain. I mean, sure she didn't, I don't know how, aside from Anne Boleyn, she was pretty flamboyant, with everything. So maybe Anne just was a humble gal. Maybe. I'm gonna jump off and do my liner real quick. I'll be right back. I'm a liar. Before I do that, I'm gonna actually go in with something else, because I just saw this off camera when I went to go and put my liner on, and I'm not thrilled with how little color there is with this. So I'm gonna go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize in Champagne. This is a lot like that color. It's just a little bit more peachy. The MAC one was a little bit more peachy. You know what I'm going to do? This is what I'm going to do. Because I have this in rose gold too, which is extremely pink. I think a little too... I think it's pink. So I'm going to go in with my finger. I'm going to pull a little bit out and put it on the back of my hand. I need a drink. And then I'm going to go in with the rose gold first. And then I'm going to go in with... I don't ever do this. I don't know why I don't, but I don't. I'm going to go in with the champagne. I'm going to keep this. I only want it to be slightly pink. So I'm actually going to just do a little bit of the champagne first. And then I'm going to... add more if I need it. So I'm just gonna mix together. Oh shit, that's pretty. Damn. I'm gonna put a little bit more champagne in it. Teeny bit, because it'll brighten it up a little bit. I bet you, because I have the chocolate bronze too. I bet you that'd be killer. Those two together. Ooh. Guess what we're gonna do next week? For Henry VIII part 3 is we're going to do that. And maybe I'll do a smoke eye with that. All right, so I'm just going to mix this back in. If you're a man watching this, I'm sorry. Fast forward me. So I'm just going to grab some with an angled flat brush. And I like this angle because I can get into the crease section. So I'm going to place it here and I'm going to blink, because then it's going to tell me where I need to start my line, which is right there. And I'm going to drag, oh shit, this is pretty. Drag that in. And again, I'm just stipling this on. Stipple, whatever you call it. I'm gonna just do this. I'm not dragging this. I'm gonna come in here with my fingers to blend that out a little bit. Oh, it's like an old school cut crease right now. I haven't done that in years. Yeah, there we go. And again, I'm just gonna come in and go in with this. That's so much better and so pretty. Yep, so I'm gonna cover that up with this. Oh, damn. Why the hell? I've had these for so long. Why the hell have I never done this? So I'm gonna pat this in here. I was gonna do this off camera, but I was like, you know what? In case you ever wanted to know how to do this. So I'm just gonna get in here. Try not to drag because it will. Here we go. Okay, so I did just drag, and I'm going to show you how and why I did that. So I'm trying to cut that line right here. So when I do that, I lift up the bottom. So I'm just using the tip to kind of pull that and round that shape out. I'm just going to go back in and then with my finger, if I need to go back in with the embark on the top right here, I can do this and then pull in a little bit, and then we're good. This is really pretty. Okay, now I'm going to go jump off and do my liner. I'll be back. I'm back. So even though Henry was having doubts about this marriage, Henry and Anne got married on January 6th at the Palace of Placentia in Greenwich by Archbishop Cranmer. Just going in with, I need to get a different foundation brush because I'm not like a fan of this one. The phrase "God send me well to keep" was engraved on Anne's ring, around her ring. That is, man. I know some people, this looks like it goes on thick, and it does, but I mean, I don't think it does at all, but it's definitely full coverage. Thank the Lord. And I'm just gonna pull this down to blend out. The wedding night was a disappointment. Nothing was started and nothing was finished. Listen, maybe she was just tired. Okay, just saying. Apparently, Henry said to Cromwell, "I liked her before not well. Now I like her much worse." Maybe she was just tired, okay? Guys judging. Following month, Anne apparently had said to Countess Rutland, Eleanor Manners, I'm gonna quote now, and I'm gonna read. "When he comes to my bed, he kisseth me, and he taketh me by the hand, and biddeth me good night, sweetheart. And in the morning kisseth me, and biddeth me farewell, darling." Rutland responded by saying, "Madam, there must be more than this, or it will be longer. We have a Duke of York, which is all this realm must desire." So in modern terms, you better get pregnant quick. I wonder if she said, well, I wonder. Well, I'm probably correct in assuming this. Like, she was trying to save her life, I'm sure. Anne had been given lands after the wedding that were used to fund her household. And now, as former queen, she got a really good settlement that included Richmond Palace and Hever Castle. After the annulment, Anne and Henry became really good friends. She was referred to as the king's beloved sister and was an honorary member at court, like an honorary member of the family. She was invited to court a lot, and because she didn't fight the divorce, she was given precedence over all the other women in England except for Henry's wife and his daughters. In 1542, Henry was single again. Spoiler alert, if you're here. Well, wife number 5 didn't work out so well. So Henry's single again, and Anne's brother was pushing Henry to remarry Anne. Henry refused pretty quickly and ended up marrying Catherine Parr, and Anne was not a fan of Catherine. Anne was forced to live in retirement at the age of 25. I wouldn't mind being retired at 25, but whatever. But since she was given such a good settlement, it left her pretty comfortable, and the only thing that happened down the line was she was concerned about money because of the cost of the inflation that was going on, and it was expensive to like maintain these households. Oh, that's so much better. So in March of 1547, after Henry has died, Edward VI is now king. Edward's privy council asked her to move out of Penhurst Place so Thomas Howardin could occupy it instead. They claimed it was in Henry's will. Anne ended up staying in England and lived a pretty quiet life for the rest of her time. What? Yeah, there we go. Oh, there was like nothing on there. Jesus, are you okay? After Mary the First became queen and married Philip of Spain, Anne sent a letter to Mary congratulating her on her marriage. On September 28th of 1553, Mary left St. James Palace for Whitehall in London, which is not, if I'm thinking correctly, it is not that far. It's like literally maybe like a 15-minute walk, but maybe things were, and I need to look this up. Maybe it was different then, but I'm pretty sure those two things are close to each other. Anyways, she had Anne and her sister Elizabeth with her. Anne took part in Mary's coronation procession, and may have been at her coronation at Westminster Abbey. This was her last public appearance. What the fuck is that? Oh, I just gotta finish my eyes. All right, I'm gonna jump back and do my mascara. Be right back. I'm almost done doing my mascara, but I wanted to say something. If you've been here for the past few weeks and have been watching, you may have heard me bitch and complain because my eczema on my eyes and my lashes all broke in half. Well, I'm glad to report that they're coming back. I'm still wearing falsies after I do this because they're just not the same as they were, but they're coming back. Thank Christ. That was frightening. I had a big, yeah, look at the difference. I don't know if, did I show you? The hole's gone. That was right there. That was awful. I mean, it's a little bit there now still, but it's better. And I was using Grande Lash, but I've switched over to the Ordinary's Lash Enhancer, Grower, whatever. Yeah, and I like it. It's a better consistency, I think. It's not as liquidy. It's more gel, which is nice. And I like that with the Ordinary one. I was using the Grande anyways in my brow. I am a former teenager of the early 2000s, so we had our brows real thin then. But I used to use the Grande up there. We'll try the Ordinary one there, see if anything comes back. Anyways, all right, so getting back to it because I just rambled on about that. Anne lost favor, like royal favor, during Wyatt's rebellion because she was close with Elizabeth, and this freaked Mary out. Now Mary's queen, right? So this freaked Mary out, and we know she was paranoid to begin with, but when it came to Anne, it made it worse. And it's because she thought that there was a plot involving the Duke of Cleves, which would be was William, Anne's brother. So I'm just using Skin Dew in the corner of my eyes to pop them out a little bit. I'm actually going to go up and do a little bit of an old school thing and just lightly add that Skin Dew at along my brow line, very lightly. Okay. So she thought it involved the Duke of Cleves and the King of France, which at this time would have been Henry II. That was Mary, Queen of Scots' father-in-law. So that's where we're at in time-wise. There's no evidence that she was part of this rebellion. Oh, I had that on the whole time. Sorry. That's like a really warm light and I hate that it throws off. But anyways, there's no evidence that she was part of the rebellion, but she was never invited back to court and was basically forced to live a quiet life on her estates. Anne became ill in early 1557 and was allowed to live at Chelsea Old Manor, where Catherine Parr lived after she remarried. Following Henry's death. She dictated her will in July of 57, and in it she mentions her brother, her sister-in-law, and Elizabeth, future queen. She left some money to her servants and asked that Mary and Elizabeth employ them into their households. Anne died here at Chelsea Old Manor on July 16th. It was possibly cancer. She was buried at Westminster Abbey on August 3rd, and it's in like a kind of difficult to find tomb. So I'm gonna do my lips now. I'm gonna use Pillowtalk. I forget what this is. It's like a balm, almost like a, I just want to like, I'm not lining. I'm just gonna throw this on. So I know I've done a bold lip the past two. I don't know why, if it's like age or what, but I'm not feeling it anymore. Maybe it's just the week. I don't know. So Anne's tomb is across from Edward the Confessor and is above the eye levels of somebody of average height. So that would not be me. I'd probably have to strain my neck to see it because I'm only 5 even. So Anne was the last of Henry's wives to die. And I'll tell you, I think she's the luckiest one of them all. She escaped it without being harmed. She played the game well. And I think she was just a nice girl. That's it. She was just a nice gal. We're going to do fun facts. So my first fun fact, which probably is not a fun fact, but it is what it is. Anne was basically a political pawn. She never had any children. She never remarried. So it's kind of like a sad life, you know, but maybe she was really happy and just was happy to still have her head attached. She was half Henry's age when they married. Like I said earlier, he was 24 when she was born. Anne was Henry's longest surviving wife, meaning she not lived the longest because that would have been Catherine of Aragon. She survived past anybody else. Her funeral was a royal one and it was paid for by Queen Mary, which I'm a little surprised at after she accused her of being part of a plot, but maybe she felt bad after she died. I don't know. It was kind of towards the end of Mary's life anyways. I think Mary went a little crazy at the end there, but I feel bad for her. But anyways, so that's it for today. Usual, all the products I used are listed down below. If you liked this episode, please give it a thumbs up. If you would be so kind to leave a comment below, either, what are we gonna do for this one? I like picking a different emoji for all these episodes. So let's do a castle emoji, or is there a castle one? I don't know, or a house. So either put a castle or a house emoji in the comments. So when you leave a comment on here, it really helps with the algorithm. Like the more I get, the more it boosts me up. Make sure the bell, you've subscribed, that the bell has been rung so you're notified. That I think is all. Oh, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram, where I post every day about either on this day, or I'll post in my stories other things that are going on or other people's stuff that I find funny or fascinating. That's it for today. So next week we're gonna go into Henry Part 3. So we may get through the end of his life on that one. I think we might. So that's it, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, like I said, leave a comment or something, or the emoji down below. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great week. Thanks for watching. Bye.